try now. Is this sound now, Connie?
Oh yeah, burning. Oh, no.
Is this sound now?
Well, this is not even... Yes. Sorry.
The sound now.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
That's good. For some reason it had muted itself on OBS again. I'm going to have to start and check that every time I start it up. Right, I'm going to go in with Castle Art pencils, and I'm using number 68, which is quite a dark brown. And I'm going to go with shading under his legs here, into his belly. I'm only doing light pressure. Because I've put a base of chalk down, it's already put the colour there for me. All I'm doing now is highlighting and shading. Thank you, Connie. It does help doing a colour mat first for me, because I'm not very good with pencils right from scratch like you are. I'll get there eventually, but at the minute this works for me. So I'm just putting shading where everything would be overlapping. Legs, head, on under his tail there. Round his neck will be slightly darker, but not much. Want it in his ear as well. And now I'll change to a 70, which has got a red tone in it. It's still a brown, but it's got red in it, because I want to bring some red highlights in his fur. The red would be coming off the dark areas. Underneath this leg here, there'd be red. Also on the back end of the shoulder here. And bring red round his chin. And take it to the back of the head. We want it in this thigh here. Thank you, Connie. Right, back of his thigh onto his back end would be red as well. And then I've got a medium brown, which is 116, and this has got gold tones in it. So this would come off the red just underneath, so that it blends in. And it'll be on front of the shoulder this time. And I'm only doing light strokes highlight fur. Don't know if you can see on this other one. You just build strokes up and build your 3 layers of colour. You have your dark, your dark, your red, your mid and your yellow that brings your highlight. And all I've done is done continual strokes, one over the top of the other, building up the gold tones in the fur. And that's what I'm doing with this one. It don't look much to start off with, and it looks very patchy, but as you build it up, it thickens and it looks more like fur. Some off that red there. I'm sorry if my hand's in the way at the minute. This is the only way I can get the right angle for the fur. Bring it up from the red. And then we want some of this just under his eye, but not much. Again, a furry it. Now this one will come off his flank. And across just on the edge of the back, but not covering all of it. And front at leg. Then we go to his gold. I think I need a bit more point on that, so bear with me a second. I'll just sharpen it. The longer you keep a sharp point, the more you can get your strokes in. Oh God, that's better. Right, start on the shoulder and bring the gold in off the brown. Sorry, and this one is 011, still castle art. You want some gold highlights, just random, on the legs, and same under his belly. You want some of the base colour still to come through. You're not covering all of it. And just try and visualise which way the fur lays and follow the strokes that way. You do get some that go off at different angles. It's not all the same way. And then we want it across his face. Highlight a bit of that gold, make it a bit darker just under the eye. And we want some around the edge of the ear. And then you just keep alternating your pencils and put your colour where you want it until you've brought up the depth. Just want some shadowing across there. Some more at the back of that. I'm only doing tiny strokes this time because I'm only filling. Bring some of the red up into the gold. Just random strokes, and same again down here. just putting them where Kirby's put black lines. Put them over there, and it brings colour in where I need it. And it's not a quick job, just have to alternate your colours and build them up as you want them. Taking some red down his leg. And bring the gold in again. Madam, why do you want to go through doors every time I shut them? Go on then. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, thank you. It's a tattered bracelet that I made quite a few years ago. And I've just found it in a pot and thought, oh, I haven't worn that for ages, I think I'll put that on. It's not too tight against my skin, so that's why I like it. Take some yellow there. On the mid one again. It's not a quick job this, but it's effective. Keep twisting the pencil to try and keep my point. Deepen that a bit more under there. Hi Cassandra. Hello Melody. Welcome. That's okay, Connie. See you later. What's that looking like? Look on the screen. And more gold across the back. Bring the mid in again. The more random you are, the more it will look like fur. And it could build up more depth. So how is everybody today? Hope everybody's well. We're just having a lazy Sunday today. Sharpen this one. It's gone blunt. Oh, that's good that you're great, Cassandra. What you got planned for today? Oh, of course you're in Australia. It's bedtime, isn't it? So what have you been doing today? Have you had a lazy Sunday? Somebody arguing again.
It sounds like it.
Can't folks just get along?
Yes. Be nice, we never do. Always arguing about something.
Oh, he had a very lazy day. Well, that's good. As long as you enjoyed your lazy day. It's a strange noise.
Reversing thing on that truck. Oh, weird one.
I'm good today, thank you, Melody. Are you? Still battling with my legs, but I'm alright. We get people who park on our road on a Sunday who go to local church, Jehovah's Witness church, and it looks like one of them started arguing when they've come back to the cars. Because it's such a quiet area, we can hear them from quite a way away. I'm just going in and putting some random red strands in now. Like I say, the more random you are, the more it will build up depth and the more it will look like fur and not just a flat colour. All I'm doing is like a sideways flick, half of a letter C. Let's get some scrap paper so I can just show you. All I'm doing is that, starting off heavy at bottom and bringing it up, but I'm doing it in a half C flick, like that. Too right, Cassandra. So that's all I'm doing, little tiny flicks like that and building up the depth of colour. I'm glad you're good, Melody. Morning, Nelly. How are you? It's afternoon for us now. You're just starting out, aren't you? I think that's enough for his highlights. Hi Pickle, welcome. Happy Sunday. Yeah, I'm using different browns. I've got Castle Art pencils at the minute. I've got a dark brown, which is 68, and then I've got a red brown that is 70, and then I've got a dark gold brown which is 116, and then a light gold brown which is number 11, and I'm going random with each colour, keep building up depth. I'll starting another one from scratch now, so I'll show you how it builds up. I'm going to go with the dark first. 8 AM for you, Nelly. Have a good day anyway. What you got planned for today? I'm going in with the dark, just behind this leg onto his belly. I'm bringing it down to there, and then I'm going in front of this leg and bringing the dark right down to the bottom there. So far so good. And then I'm taking the dark on his chest in front of this leg and just bringing it up and under the chin, but I'm leaving that as an highlight. And then I'm taking it in front of this leg and down to this leg, underneath here and down the bottom. And then I want a line just on the edge of this one, and I want it under his neck, just a line there. I want it under his tail and down that bit. And the arc. Right, oh, I forgot in his ear. I want it quite dark on that section of his ear and just at the base of that one. Right, and then I'm going with the red now, the red brown, and I'm taking it off the dark and bringing the red about 2mm just from it. And same on this side. And then I want it all on his flank, so I'm coming down here into the dark, and I want it on his thigh, so I'm coming here, and I'm just doing little flakes. I'm not putting any dense colour in, just little tiny flakes. And then I want it off his shoulder, and at the back of his shoulder. And at the front. And the front of his leg. Now, remove my pot, it's in my way. I want it on a line just on this shadow round his cheek and up to his muzzle. but I only want little tiny flicks. Take it round the back. Right, and then I'm coming with the mid-tone. Be a lot easier if these had names on them. And I'm going right over the top of the red and then coming out a little bit further. And still only little tiny flakes. Very light pressure. I think this one's going to need sharpening again in a minute. There's another one on there. I'm going to layer her in. Back in a sec. Come on, Trouble. Oh, the wash just finished. I can leave that door open now. Oh, sorry, I've got a table. That's where I've been doing Nelly laundry.
Don't start.
Why Sunday always it seemed to be laundry day? Be nice if you could just go out one morning and
Well,
Pixies had been and done it for you.
You're not over yet. Bloody got out. Pick off.
She knows very well you've got treats somewhere.
Well, I don't know where they are.
Don't know, did we take them in the kitchen?
I don't know, Joe. I haven't got them. Unless they haven't last.
She did, but she brought me in the kitchen for Teddy, didn't she? Right, I'm taking my highlight now. I'll go and have a look.
Was I can't shift because I've got Ted.
The highlight I'm coming off covering the mid again and bringing it into the space.
Yes, in a minute.
A little bit on his nose. And into that. Now it's a case of building all colours up again. Cats always when they do. You're right, Cassandra. Let me just get a tub of treats for her. There we go. Yeah.
Come on, Cal.
Right. So now back to the mid. The point on again. You lose your point quite often when you're doing this. It's the same as doing hair on people. You need a sharp point, so you're forever sharpening them. I get down pencils very quickly as well with all the animals I keep doing. They're alright for a while. Right, so the mid one. And little tiny C's again, just little flakes. And I'm building up depth. I'm going over the top of what I've done before, but leaving spaces. It is time consuming, but it's worth it. Just some light ones in with the highlight area. Don't want to lose the highlight, but I still want some colour in it. Like I said earlier, the more random you are, the more you'll build the colour up and the more it'll look like fur. Dark one, just deepen these shadows. Under that bit, go, and the red again. The little random flakes. Bit more on that. Looks better. Yeah, ice cream van. That's the first time we've heard it in months, isn't it? Ice cream van.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
not been around for a while.
No.
Under there. Right, now for the back of his face, get some more definition in. I keep stopping and looking and seeing where it needs defining. If you pull away from your picture or look through a camera lens, you get a truer perspective of what you're looking at. When you're right over the top of it, you can't really tell where you need more shading or anything.
Oh, shut up.
She says.
Some of it is about bloody 5 this morning. Yeah, some more.
I don't know what's so weird at.
Here.
Anybody thinks you've not had no tea yet?
I know.
And folks, we don't starve as cats. Far from it. But Callie seems to think we do. That's it for that leg. Just a bit on that foot. What's the back foot like? That needs more. There we go. Oops. And that's it. Thank you, Nellie. You've got two cats, same, have you, Cassandra? They try and convince each of us that they've not been fed. If I've not been in room, I come in and they tell me, he's not fed me, and they think they can go it again. And same vice versa. Right, now this guy behind the toadstool. Come to him. And I think I'll change some colours for him. Oh, not that dark. Take that red out, and I'll bring that one in. Take that mid out and bring that one in. Right. So the dark It's going to be quite dark on this back leg, you're not going to see any other colour. Take it off that one, under there, behind the leg. Now he's got his neck hunched up here, so it's going to be quite dark in there. So I'm doing like little V's with the pencil. I want it quite dramatic, so I'm pressing medium pressure. I ain't got 'em, mates, Dad's got 'em. And there's no point coming on my table. Go away before you knock everything off.
I did.
Just rack up a thing at her, Dot, so she gets off at table. Hi Darla, welcome.
Come on, mate.
That's okay, Nelly. Right, in his ears. And under this ear. I want the jaw a bit darker. We want that line of fur dark because the toadstool's against it. And same on his opposite side. Under his tail. And on his back leg that's showing here. Deepen that up. And at the base. And just round the knee. Right. And then we want as mid. And we want to come off the dark and take little flicks. Just tiny, tiny light pressure. This is a reddy orange tone. That'll bring highlights. Take it into the dark again and then over into the light. So we're crossing over both colours. Don't want it on the back leg because it'll take away the shadowing. We'll just do it on this bit, and then it's going to be on the back of the shoulder. Meeting into his neck. I want some on his muzzle. Around his chin. Right, and then we want the light.
I have to go for a wee tear. Good boy. Let's back in a minute.
You'll not be back in a minute.
No, I'm gonna go find something to watch.
Okay.
After a big
Okie dokie.
Come on, Ted. See that? Come on, Ted. Oh, see you later.
Okie dokie. Love you. Right. Bit too much highlight at the minute, so we'll build some more colour up. Little tiny flicks again. In little C motion. Doesn't matter if you're going up or down, as long as you bring some colour in. And just base her his ear. I need more depth. There we go. Some in here. They're probably all looking for treats. There we go. I think that's enough colour for him. I need to find some greys now for other ones. I have noticed right in the centre here, I don't know if you can see, but right in the centre I've forgot a rabbit, look. He's hiding in the undergrowth, so I'm going to have to get the chalks out again. So I think I'll do that now, get the chalks out first, fill him in, and then come back to the pencil. Before I end up forgetting him again. He's got no colour at all on him, he's a ghost one. Right. I'll pick some light greys, I think. Just give him a coat of grey. do him very light, and then it can be the mucky white one. There we go. There's a bit of colour on him anyway. I can do the rest with pencil when he's dry. That's that. Oh. The black flat surface mean this? Is this what you mean, Darla? It's a skull slate. It's a house slate. It's off for a skull. You can see with the patterning on the other side, look. Just a cheap slate. That's alright, Melody. Enjoy your dinner. It's ideal for working with chalks on. Right, now what's on pencils? A selection of greys. Them. There were some more greys. Oh yeah, they hide in there, look. Right. Let's see. Go back to this fella. Center screen. Right. Now I want a bit of scratch paper. That'll do. That's brown grey. Another slate grey, yeah, so that must be another brown grey, yeah. Right, so he's slate colours, so take those out. Start with the dark again, which was that one, that one, yeah, that one, darker one, which is 65. I'm going to deepen the shadows just under it, down this leg. Across this leg. Quite dark there. And across that. Just medium pressure on that bit. So I don't want it as dark. And his ear. This ear is folded over, so that is going to be quite dark up that top edge. I've got a little bit just at the base of his face and near that ear. Right, now we want the mid one. We'll come off of that. I'm stopping just short of that ear, and I want a bit downside of his snout and under his eye. Want it on front of this shoulder blade and then down the back of the shoulder. On his flank. And just down the front of the leg. Base of the foot. And I want it down back of this front leg. Quite dark around there because the other leg's over it. And then down his foot. And the light. Hi Kathy, welcome. The light one is coming over his thigh and up to meet it from the other end. And then across his back. Down his shoulder. And I'll have to bring a white in to preserve the highlight on this one. I want the mid again. Make a sharper point. Little tiny flicks again. And just bring in random hairs again. No rhyme or reason to it. Just wherever the pencil lands, it gets a flick. Back to the light one. Blend it in. Little flicks. this bit. That's better. Yeah, you don't need any more. Move that. Move the book across. Now we're going to do him. And he's the brown greys. So the other three. And the darkest. Want it dark down here. Across the front. Under the thigh. And then this area here on this V is going to be quite dark because he's got the shadow from this leg and the shadow from this leg. So we're going to build that up quite deep. Might have to come with black just in that V there to add more depth. Put it under there where he's leaning forward over his front legs. Same again there. Right. And it under his neck, he's hunched up again, so his head here is going to be quite dark. Go. Bring it out a bit more. Just random flicks this time. Building up the fur. This one's going blunt quick. How are you doing today, Kathy? Hope you're well. I am, sweetie. Yeah, my legs are still swelled, but other than that, I'm alright. I'm just hoping I don't have to go on the antibiotics again, because they don't suit me. Right, that's enough for him. Now I want this one, do his tail. I'm going to keep him white, but we still want shadow putting in. I've got to be careful because it's still a bit damp on this bit of paper. The mid one. Oh, don't think I can get any more shading in him without him turning a different colour. So I'll have to leave him like that. Hi Tanya, welcome. Thank you. Hi Katie. Good morning. Thank you, Cassandra. Right, so that's all the rabbits done and shaded. That's from that side. And I can't see any that need any darker shading putting in. And there are the rabbits on that side. And they're all done. So now for the toadstools. And I think I'm going to have to make a coffee. Now you've mentioned coffee. So I ain't got a be right back sign. So here you get a picture. Won't be a minute. Right, I'm back. Got my coffee. Oh. Just making sure I've not missed out. Thank you, Katie. It's coming out nice, isn't it? Oh. Bear with me a sec. I've got a cramp in one of my legs. Oh. Right, we want some colour to go with the mushrooms. Oh, let's have a look. We'll want a pink highlight, but not pink pink. What should we do? Mid pink, I should think. Is there any other pinks on there? Oh, that one looks close to. Yeah, that one I think. I want a mid red, so we'll have that one. Right. These pencils are Castle Art pencils. Very cheap. Yeah, Castle Art's Katie. Right. I've also got a. Where have you gone? No, that's Sienna Brown. Where's that gone then? Yeah, Tuscan Red in Prisma colour that I'm using for the darkest bits. So I've already shaded a bit here. Am I on camera? I am now. I've shaded a bit here with the Tuscan Red. It's going to have quite a bit of shading from the one above. But I also want to preserve an highlight as well, so I'm not putting too much shading. So I've come with the mid red and blend it from that. Because I've put a chalk base down, the pencil just glides over. It don't take any pressure with my hand at all, which is good for me. And because you're not having to cover all the tooth, because you've already got the colour there, it makes it a lot easier. And then I want the light pink just on this edge to show that a bit of sunlight's hitting it. Yeah, another one on your list. I don't know what the price they are in US, Kathy, but in UK I paid £38 for a set of 120. ridiculously cheap. You're right, Tanya, price on Amazon's it's ridiculous, but as they start selling more, because they are getting more popular, I can see that they're going to suddenly shoot up in price at some point. So if you gain some, I'd get them now. Right, well, that one's shaded enough, so now I want to come and do this big one up here, and I want it darker at the back here, so I'm going with the Tuscan red again. And I'm not risking sharpening it again at the minute, because every time I sharpen Prismas they seem to snap. I've bought the skin tone set, 24 in a tin. Thought I'd try them out while I try and save up for the full set. I like how creamy they are, but I've got to learn also not to have too much pressure. You know, because these pencils are slightly harder, I do press on with these, and then I pick a Prisma up and think I can colour the same, and I press on and end up breaking the nibs, or I put too much wax in the paper. Right, that's enough shading to that bit. And I want some shading under the where the ruffle comes, just on that line, just to define it a bit. Bring it up this edge. The Artisas are slightly softer than the Castle Art, but only very slight, and they work together very well. I use both of them and mix them together. Thank you, Katie. It's tattered needle, you know, shuttle tatting. I used to do it years ago. I picked this pot up out the bedroom to put my pencils in that I'm using, and inside were my bracelets. So I thought, oh, I'll put it on. I've not had it on for ages. Add a bit of colour to the picture. Well, I use budget more than these Prismacolor because I only got the 2014, and the 2014 were nearly the price of Artisas, which I paid 32 for 72. So I'm worried about using the Prismas quick, because I know it could take me ages to save up again. So yeah, I do use the cheaper pencils more. And Katie's just said saying that Arteza and Castle Arts work well together. What colours is not in one, you can find in the other one. They mix together very well. You like the Castle Art better than Arteza, do you, Tanya? I like them because they're good at layering. I think I might like polychromos because they layer, don't they? They don't blend as well as Prismas. You have to layer colour, and that's how these Castle Arts work. Yeah, treasures found. It's nice to find an old work that you've made that you've not seen for years as well. It's a nice surprise to come across it again. Yeah, when you have to start paying out for more Prismas, and then you notice price difference. Wow, that were a bargain, Kathy. No, you couldn't pass that up. Right, so I want a bit of shading on this because it's curling away from the light again, but not much. And I don't think I need much up this edge either, just enough to define that it's going round a corner, I suppose. This is the first time I've coloured a toadstool, so this will be trial and error. And if Prismas were as cheap as what these Castle Arts are, then I'd have had them instead. Because every time you look at a tutorial online, it's all with Prisma pencils, and if you ain't got them, you can't follow the tutorial very well. Probably should have tested one of these offline first to see if I could actually get it to look like a mushroom. Because so far I can't seem to blend the colours, two colours together. I might have to find another mid colour for the transition. Oh, best plug this in or else we're going to switch off, and we don't want to switch off, do we? There's the end of my cable. There we go. We aren't. That were close, guys. I forgot to plug the cable in for the computer. Hi Tracy, welcome. How are you today? Yeah, Tanya, I'm going polys one at a time. I've got 2 so far. See, we've got a shop called Hobbycraft in UK, and they only sell Faber-Castell polychromos in singles or small tins, and they don't sell Prismas. If they sold Prismas, I'd be able to get one at a time from them. We have to rely on internet instead. I'm good, Tracy, thank you. I didn't have any HK5 pictures, but I've been following along what everybody else has been doing. Oh, I'll show you my finished picture. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram this morning. But I finished William de Wolfe. Let me zoom out a minute. There we go. He come out rather well, didn't he? Yeah. I was going to stream last night and finish it off on stream, but Vicky did an impromptu, so I didn't come on. So I finished him offline, but I'm quite happy with how he's turned out. And I've made my wallpaper look vintage as well. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tracy and Katie. Thank you. Thank you, Cassandra. So that's my sheep as well, because I didn't want white. I wanted to do a different colour sheep. I noticed that everybody who's done this picture has done a white sheep. Definitely saved it. Yeah, the orange is still showing through in places, but because I've done the wallpaper vintage, it's not so noticeable. So I'm happy with that. Now we've got to think which picture to do next in this book, because I'm not sure yet. We'll have to do a eeny meeny miny mo. Zoom you back in again, guys. Hang on a sec. I'll try not to make you dizzy. There we go. There we go. Right, put those back up. Have a sip of my coffee. Thank you, Katie. It is a lovely book, Kathy. I do like that book. I want that mouse guard next. I've been looking at that one because I think that one might be it might be intriguing to me, same as what the Ink House is. Thank you, Tracy. I'm just saying, this is the first time I've coloured a mushroom, so it might be a bit hit and miss. And did you have a good trip, Nellie? Hiya, Michelle, welcome. How are you? That's nice. Right. Some more of this down here. Now if I imagine an invisible line going that way, and imagine the light is coming this way, I'm going to use the lightest colour there, and this mid colour, I think I'll end about there. So that's one. Well, that's what's in my mind at the minute. Now whether it works will be another thing. But I'm just going light pressure, so hopefully we can get it to blend seamlessly, I hope. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. It's good when you can meet up with family again. I bet you had a lot to catch up on, didn't you? Right. If we do that line to there then, and then come in with this one and blend it over the edge. How's that look? Well, that's good, Nelly. Did you take lots of photos so you can look back? Right. Now, I need to find a colour in between the Tuscan red and the red I've used from the castle art, because that's not blending too well. So let's have a look. About that one. Yeah, that's better. Oh, is Kathy going? Bye, Kathy. Have a good day. No, you can't say no to granddaughters. See you all later. Right, so there we go, I think that blends better. Yes. Back to this one and blend edge of that one then. much better. Right, and I want it off the edge of that then. And off the edge of that. And I want the red. Sorry guys, I've got to move the book a little bit. That's gone again. That's that one. And I think I want some more brown in the base. That's it. I want it on these. Hi Gary, welcome. That's all right, lurk away. finish my coffee. Oh. That went cold quick. I've no idea what colour these stalks are supposed to be, but it's fantasy, so I don't think it really matters. Right, back to the reds. Thank you, Nelly. Not bad to say I'm winging it. Hey. Thank you, Nelly. Not that talented. I don't know what it is with me. I just chuck colour at things and it sticks, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. If that's a talent, then thank you. But to me, I seem to make it up as I go along. I have no plan, no idea what you know, before I start a video, I have no idea what I'm going to do or a colour scheme. Does that need more shading? I think it does. What did I use on the bottom of this mushroom? I used burnt ochre Prismacolor. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, burnt ochre. And I used Castle Art, you know, the gold that we used in the fry lights in the rabbits. It's that one, number 11. That's all it is. And for the mushroom hat, the dark part is Tuscan Red Prismacolor. Then it blends over with 25 Castle Art. Then the red in the centre is 23, and the pink on the edge is 33. You see fur, that's good if you can see fur. My job is complete. Right, some more shading on this edge because it's not dark enough, so I'll bring it over a little bit more. As long as you learn from the start shading and highlights and to equal measures, you've got the same amount of shading as you have to highlight, and then you've got your mid colour in the centre, and you can't go far wrong. And don't look at your picture with your naked eye because your brain fools you. Take a photo, step back and concentrate on what your photo looks like. You'll see from your photo whether you've got enough for your shading and whether you've got enough contrast and highlight. When you look with your eyes, all you see is a flat image. But when you take a photo, you can see the 3D element, and you get more of an idea of where you need more shading. The main thing is to take your time and enjoy it. And the more you enjoy it, the more you start getting your own technique. You know what works for you. And don't try to work same as everybody else, because that's when you get disappointed. If I tried to colour like Sky or Sammy, I wouldn't be able to do it, and that would be disheartening. So you find your own technique, you find what works for you, and you build from that. Bye Melody, have a good day. Bye Nelly. Sweet dreams, Cassandra. You too. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. I'll not be much longer now. Another 15 minutes. Right, that's enough for that. I want some under here though, because it's curling up. Blend it out again. Thank you, Katie. Well, it's true though, a lot of people get put off from the start because they think they're not good enough, because they look at other people or how they colour and they think they have to do exactly the same as what they're doing. A tutorial is there to help you get an idea of how things work, and then you find your own way. You find what works for you. Even all the greatest artists out there, been and gone, all had their own style, their own way of doing things. You don't get a Van Gogh like a Rembrandt, because they all had their own way of doing things. Well, that's just it, Tanya. You've got to relax into it. Enjoy what you're doing for what you're doing for you, not to get what your work looks like for other people. And as you're colouring and you're enjoying it more, you'll find that you slip into your own little niche. But you need the picture to look good for you, Tanya, not good for everybody else. And if a picture looks good for you, then you've achieved something. And start small and build up on it. Light layers and keep building up until you get what you want. If you go in too heavy-handed from the start, then you can't change anything. If you make an error from the start and you've gone in too deep, then you can't make it better. So start off doing small little movements, very light, and build it up from that. None of my pictures are perfect. If I zoomed right in, you'd see that I go over the lines. My blending's not brilliant, but it looks good enough when you step away from it, and that's all that matters. And I find it relaxing. And if you find something relaxing, you enjoy it. And I can't do a full pencil picture. That's why I do a base with chalk and that. To me, it's my way of cheating. It's how I get a picture to look how I want it to. If I had to go with a pencil from scratch on white paper, it'd look terrible. And that's just the way I am, the way I colour. I haven't got the stamina to do a picture with pencil right from scratch. And I get impatient as well. I want to do a picture. I like the start and I like the process of seeing it when it's finished, but the middle bit, if it takes too long, I get bored. And I end up walking away and leaving it and go to another picture. So that's another reason why I found that I prefer this technique, because it keeps me entertained from start to finish. You need to do it, Tanya. Yeah. If that's how you're going to develop and push yourself out your comfort zone, then do it. I was nervous as heck first one I did, as you know. But once you get past that being afraid, I really enjoy it. These mushrooms down here, there's not going to be a lot of highlight on them because they're more shaded. There's lots of things going off around them. They've got bunnies jumping over them, so that's going to shadow them. They're below these big mushrooms, so that's going to shadow them. So all I'm using is two colours on these, one for shadow and then the mid colour to finish. And it's not about knowing where your shadows and lights should be either. It's knowing the depth of how dark to go and how light to go. It doesn't really matter where you stick your shadows, as long as you can see the depth. Shy is a good thing in one way, Tanya, because I find it hard putting myself out there to people. I don't like showing too much of myself, and I've hid away for too many years, hoping that if I stayed safe I wouldn't get hurt, and I've not lived my life. I've just existed. But pushing myself to do this channel has brought me out of my shell. It's stopped me from hiding, and now I feel like I'm living and I'm getting to talk to people. It's helped me get over that shyness a little bit. I'm hidden away at minute still because nobody can see me. They can hear me, but they can't see me. So that helps me cope in a way with the shyness. But if everybody had to see me, then I don't think I could do it. Thank you, Katie. Yeah. It's like, I suppose it's like acting at school. If we could act without people watching us, we were fine if we were practicing. But as soon as we went out on stage and act in front of people watching us, then I couldn't get my words out. I couldn't do it. I wanted to do acting at school, but I just couldn't do it because of how shy I were. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, Tracy. I'd sooner let somebody else talk for me if it meant showing my face. Put them in there. Right, it's 2 minutes off 3 o'clock, so I'll end the stream now and let you all get on with your day. And thank you very much for visiting again. I much appreciate it. So bye everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you, Tanya. Love you too, and I like you're all coming and visiting, otherwise I'd be sat here talking to myself. Thank you, Katie. Have a great day.